Hey, what's up, sports bettors? So I thought it would be good in general to just kind of try to go through some betting opportunities on a daily basis, as well as I'll try to explain what promos are out there that you can bet today, because a lot of these promos have some great value. Um, so I guess where we'll start is we'll start on OddsJam. We'll see if there's any good bets. If there's nothing I'm rushing to bet, then I can kind of switch to looking at some of these promos. Again, depending on the sports books you use, for example, BetMGM, they don't let me bet a lot anymore. So I can go to overview on OddsJam and filter out that particular sports book. So I can just see what I want to see. I can also switch around my state. I can do all sorts of things. So what we're going to do is we could try to hit some live bets. That sounds fun. Again, live bets, you got to move quick. You already have to move quick with a lot of these great betting opportunities. But with the live betting, you have to move especially quicker. But you can see the opportunities are oftentimes massive. Like here's a 7.48% ARB. So our live odds currently update in less than a second. Pretty soon, a lot of the odds will, at least for the platinum plan. And what we're going to do is we are going to look for some good bets now. So what we can start with is just some plus EV bets. So you can see right here, right? First half point spread. There's a good one on first half total points under 106 on Twin Spires. So there are a bunch of bets out there. And again, the reason, you place a plus EV bet, it's not an ARB. It's not like you don't have any risk, but it's because you believe the odds are too good to be true, right? Like people look at sports betting oftentimes, just black and white, right? One team is going to win, either the Blue Jackets or the Panthers, and one bet's good, one bet's bad. But that's definitely not true, right? Like if you can get Blue Jackets just looking at the sports betting market plus 300, which implies they only need to win 1 out of 4 times for you to break even, then that would be a pretty incredible bet. So all OddsJam does is it looks at the whole sports betting market. It's constantly scanning it, the frickin' millions of odds that are across these sports books. Like if we just go to alternate total, it's scanning every book and trying to find those pieces of gold for you as a sports bettor where the odds are too good to be true. And again, this is only possible because all of these bookmakers have different odds, right? Like you can see for the Blue Jackets, I'm only getting plus 235 on Caesars, getting plus 250 on WinBet, right? So if you're in Arizona, you should sign up for it. So we have a bunch of links below with the states listed where the books are located. So if you're in New York, get Caesars, get Fanduel. I think those are the books available. If you're in Arizona, get Bet Rivers, get Caesars, right? Get WinBet. They have more books. Get Twin Spires. So we have links to the best sign-up bonuses on each sports book. So I'd recommend looking at that. So I already bet this Columbus Panthers versus Blue Jackets play, so I won't include it. I have my little spreadsheet where I'm placing all my live bets, tracking my profit and loss, live ARB, stuff like that. But what we can do is we can go to DraftKings. And again, we've said this a million times. These, right, like you never know when these betting opportunities are going to occur. This is a market. It's just like the stock market. The price of GameStop could be $5 and then freaking $100. 15 minutes later, things can move quick, right? A player gets injured on a team. The lines are going to start to move. The whole sports betting market is going to start to shake up. And obviously you want to be, let me just make sure I'm actually live. You just want
tired of getting charged every time.
Ad. And you just want to make sure, sorry, what was I saying? So basically you want to check OddsJam as frequently as possible because you never know when the best betting opportunities are going to occur. A player gets injured, lines start to jump around. There may be some great ARBs, some great, plus EV bets. Or when markets are first posted, like sometimes very late at night, odds start to come out for the upcoming, NBA or NHL games, and all these sports books are out of sync, and you can find great bets. So again, the more you use the product, the more value you'll get out of it. So for example, this over 6 goals, I just clicked into it and you can see like Bet Rivers is all the way down at minus 175. It's an ARB to Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook in the world. Twin Spires is all the way down at minus 175. I think there's value in this line on minus 150. I think it is a bet where I have the mathematical edge as a sports bettor. So if I go here to the Blue Jackets game, you can see right here, I placed this bet. This bet has 3.9% edge. And the reason, a lot of OddsJam users, even if they're plus EV betting, are spending time on the arbitrage page is, whenever there's an ARB, that there has to be a mathematically profitable bet, right? Like if I was located in the country where I could bet on Pinnacle, I could go into DraftKings and Pinnacle, place an ARB, so bet on equal and opposite outcomes on both sports books, and I could earn a risk-free profit, right? There's no such thing as free money, right? It's whenever there's an ARB, that means one of these sports books has to have a good bet. One of these bets has to be good, right? You can literally make risk-free money by betting on both sides. So one of these bets at least has to be profitable. And it's your job as a sports bettor to figure out which one is profitable. And I took the minus 150 because, again, the sharpest sports book out there in the world is telling you, hey, we have the under plus 157. You could ARB us and make a risk-free profit, or you could just take this bet on DraftKings minus 150 odds, which is mathematically profitable, right? So we took this bet on DraftKings. And again, your goal as a sports bettor, you can see I have a bunch of bets open. I already have Clippers +1 from the OddsJam plus EV page, is you want to have a bunch of profitable bets placed. Like if we go in here, tons of bets placed. You want to have a bunch of mathematically profitable bets placed. So then you're kind of like your own little hedge fund, right? You have all these mathematically profitable bets. Some will win, some will lose, but the odds are in your favor. So you will win in the long run. And most days you will win, right? Just due to the law of large numbers and just statistics, right? Why does the casino not give a crap if some guy goes in to the casino and uses the roulette wheel, puts $10,000 on red and it shows up red? Because sure, that guy won, but he got lucky, right? The casino knows we are going to win in roulette in the long run. So we let every idiot bet as much as they want to on roulette, and we take their money over the course of the long run. Some people will win, some people will lose at the casino, but they take their little, 3% edge or whatever you want to call it and kind of, do that every day. And obviously it's big business. So it's the exact same thing with sports betting. You want to find odds in your favor where the lines are too good to be true and you want to bet on them. So we can continue to go through. We're adding in some sports books right now into OddsJam, so it would be cool if some of them started to pop up, but we can see if we can find any good bets. So this looks pretty good, right? In the Hawks-Knicks game, again, these opportunities are always changing. You can pick up over 109 first half total points at minus 110 on Twin Spires. There's a sign-up link below, and Pin has it all the way down at minus 132, right? So this seems like a pretty great bet if I can get in time. Again, we're not going to hit every bet. It's just not possible. These lines are always moving, especially the best bets. So, but it takes literally 20 seconds to check these. So you don't overthink it too much. You'll miss a few, but you'll hit some. And this over 109 is clearly a pretty incredible price. So I tried to bet on it. Twin Spires is like, no, you've made too much money off us. We're going to give you 337.37. So I said, okay, this is a mathematically profitable bet, right? You can just see, right? 109, most sports books have it at 110. That's where the main line first half total points market is set. And this is an ARB to pin. One of these books has to be wrong. And of course, I'm never going to bet against the sharpest sports book in the world. It doesn't make any sense. That's how you lose money. Pinnacle literally allows arbitrage betting on their platform. So where is it? So we'll find this. You can see right here, this bet has 5% edge. We bet 337. Hawks over 109, I believe, is what we bet. They limited us to over 109 minus 110 odds. So over minus 109. Bet is at minus 110 odds. Twin Spires gave us 377.37. And we have an edge as a sports bettor. Our profit margin, the profit margin of this bet is 5.04%. So 0.0504. What that means is we are earning $19 in EV or value as a sports bettor. So this bet may win, it may lose, but I'm $19 richer, and having a whole portfolio like this of all these mathematically profitable bets, let's say each one is $10, good by $10, $15, whatever, you place 20 bets and you're $300 richer. That's why so many people use the OddsJam positive EV page, right? You're turning yourself into a little sports betting hedge fund, essentially, where you are gaining expected profit in all of your bets. Or, we've shown in the other live streams, we've hit some ARBs, we've made some risk-free money. That's cool. But the real power of OddsJam is in the plus EV betting, right? Because this game is at 5:30 today, Mountain Time. It's currently 1:45. So in about 7 hours, right, this game will be over. And I'm earning a return of 5.04% on the 377.37 I bet in 5 hours, right? Like, people think about the return of the stock market. People get so rich in the stock market just having money and watching, that money compound and compound and compound in the stock market at 8% a year. With positive EV betting, you're getting bets that are profitable by 5.04% in 7 hours, right? So even if you only had a bankroll of, let's say, $2,000 to start off in these various sports books, you can earn, right? And you can use a Kelly calculator to figure out the optimal percentage of your bankroll to wager if you're bankroll constrained, but you're earning 5% on your money in less than a day. That is the insane power of positive EV sports betting, right? When you're finding good lines that are mathematically profitable, that you have high confidence in are mathematically profitable, you are just seeing your money compound. Sometimes you can put that capital to work 2-3 times a day, right? You can place an early NFL game, a late NFL game. Same with arbitrage, right? If you're able to hit an ARB for a risk-free return of 3%, you bet $200, you're $6 richer, right? So now you can go and look for another ARB and hit it again, and your bankroll keeps growing. So that's really the power of compounding and why so many people use the OddsJam plus EV page. So we can go back here. So I just bet this. Again, you can add it to your bet tracker. The bet tracker is pretty incredible because it shows you when you are beating the closing line, right? So for example, I bet, apparently, Seattle plus 215 -1 puck line. So Seattle -1 puck line at plus 215 odds. The current 0 vig line to Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook in the world, is plus 180. So our bet has positive closing line value. This is a mathematically profitable bet. But let's say, Seattle is sitting its goalie or something, and the lines rip against Seattle, and this bet becomes bad, right? Now it's like plus 240 on sportsbooks. I could get Seattle -1 puck line, and I have plus 215. What OddsJam will do is, if you have the CLV notifications checked, is OddsJam will send you an email that tells you, hey, your bet is no longer good. Go try to cash it out if you can. And you can, try to cash it out. So we can continue to look through and see if there's any other plus EV bets that we want to place. I mean, there are a lot out there. So I already have, right, you can see this is also, right, I could go for a middle here. I have the Clippers +1 first half point spread at -105, I believe, on DraftKings. Yeah, -105, which obviously looks like a pretty incredible line right now, right? Bet Rivers is at -129, Twin Spires -129, Pinnacle's at -120. I have it -105. And the line's now shifted where Spurs +1 looks a little good. So I'm not going to place this bet because I don't want to bet on, 2 opposing teams in the same market on the same sports book. But if you haven't placed this bet yet, this looks pretty dang good. So you can add it to your bet tracker. You can place that bet. Seems like a great opportunity to bet. So what we can do is we can continue to look through. We can see if there's anything else. I'll also go through briefly the promos I bet. So I said this, Deebo Samuel, over 28.5 rushing yards. It's a promo on DraftKings. I bet it. They have a ton of promos. They have a VIP NFL Ironman. So I obviously bet a lot with OddsJam. And because I'm a high volume bettor, I get access to these crazy VIP programs. You bet $5,000 in NFL pregame bets, and DraftKings will give you a $500 free bet. So if I go to my bets, you can see what I kind of have. Eagles +11.5 I have, Cardinals +3.5, under 46 in the Eagles game. And again, to maximize value, right, you're betting $5,000 and you're getting $500 in free bets. Basically, whatever you're betting, unless you're super square, you should be making money with this promo. It should have positive expectancy. But to maximize value, which is obviously what you should care about, is you should go to the plus EV page and find bets, right? Like Bengals minus 2.5 first half point spread would be a great bet to include. This bet is already plus EV. It is mathematically profitable. And on top of that, once you reach betting $5,000 on NFL this weekend, you get a $500 free bet from DraftKings, which is insanely profitable. And I've shown this in other videos, so I'm not going to talk about it too much, but you can use the OddsJam low holds page to convert your free bets directly into cash if you want to. So if I put in filter by sportsbook and I go to DraftKings, what I can do is, my internet's a little slow right now, is you sort by conversion percentage. This will show you the best free betting opportunity. So long story short, I don't want to talk about it too much, but right now, if I had a $100 free bet, I could convert that free bet into $81.25, risk-free, right? I place my $100 free bet on this Jasper Weatherby guy to score a goal on DraftKings. Let's say it's a $10 free bet. So I'm converting my $10 free bet into $8, and 12 cents risk-free. I put my $10 free bet on the positive number, this Weatherby guy goals plus 650 on DraftKings, and then what this calculator shows me, what a free bet conversion calculator shows me, is how much I should hedge on the other side in order to guarantee myself a risk-free profit of $8.13. So I can turn my free bet directly into $8.13 with no risk. So what we can do is we'll go back here. We can see if there's any other good betting opportunities. So we already bet some of these. We can look at this Penguins game, which looks a little interesting. Maybe this is a little good, but I'm going to pass. We can talk about Fanduel promos really quick. So let me stop sharing my screen for 1 second while I log back in. And then what we can do is go here. I'll log into Caesars as well. Let's see if this works. Yep, it looks like this works. So we're in Fanduel. They have a couple of promos. So I bet a couple of these odds boosts. I bet this plus 750, the Ringer bad weather parlay, Patriots to win versus the Bills and under 37.5 points in the game. And I also bet this 2+ goals in the first period of Rangers Flyers plus 100. I bet both of these. And they also have this promo called UFC Parlay Insurance. You place a 4-leg UFC parlay. We have a previous video on OddsJam about this. If you want to watch it, you place a 4-leg parlay. If one leg exactly loses, you get your money back. So it's really good. And what you want to do is just find 4 legs for your parlay that have value. So go over to MMA on OddsJam and look for good lines. So you can see this Jamie Pickett guy is plus 136, right? It looks like there's some value to every other sports book. So this seems like a great line to include in our 4-leg parlay. So if I scroll down, here's what you can see I have bet. I added him plus 136 as well as 3 other legs. And then I have a bunch of OddsJam plus EV bets from today. So I have Hawaii money line, USC money line. These were late night bets. I just was lucky enough to catch them. This bet, we're getting a positive cash out, right? A lot of times with plus EV betting, you place a bet and then the sportsbook's like, damn, your bet's good. We'll give you 81 cents, not a lot, but we'll give you 81 cents to cash it out because you got such a great line. And you'll see that all the time, right? Like here I have Mac Jones over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I bet 250 on this line plus 200, which I found on OddsJam. And WinBet's like, we'll just give you 446 to take your bet off. I'm not going to take my bet off because I think it still has a lot of value at plus 200. Like if we go here and we go to the Patriots game, we have 1 plus EV bet placed today. It looks like I haven't hit an ARB yet, but hopefully one will pop up that we can get in on. There were some really good ones this morning. So if we go here and then we go to passing touchdowns, you can see, now it's moving a bit against us, plus 153, minus 154. It looked better initially. It looks like it is moving a bit against us. So maybe we do want to cash it out, right? It's really your decision as a sports bettor, your risk tolerance, everything like that. So then on Caesars, they have a 33% NFL parlay boost. So what I did for this and what everyone should do for this is you just go to the plus EV page, and you look for 3 lines that are best offered on Caesars for football, right? Is this showing player props? I think I need to turn on player props. You can turn on or off player props. And what I ended up going with is, I'll show you here in a second, is open bets under 2.5 Elliott total receptions, under 58.5 Gronk receiving yards, under 39.5 Stevenson total rushing yards. All I did was go to the plus EV page and was like, dang, where are the football lines? And I found, so this looks great. Josh Allen, if you want to make one now with me, you haven't used this, it's insanely profitable. You're finding 3 profitable legs to include in your 3-leg parlay. All of your legs are already mathematically profitable. They're from the OddsJam plus EV page. So you already have a great parlay, a positive EV parlay. And then on top of that, you're getting a 33% profit boost, right? So my odds are going from plus 889 to this number times 1.33, right? Plus like 1250 or whatever it would be. So what, a good one, if you want to make it right now, would be Josh Allen under 33.5 passing attempts plus 100. Kendrick Bourne, well, I guess that's the same game, so we couldn't include it. AJ Green under 3.5 receptions minus 120. And CD Lamb under 63.5 receiving yards plus 100. This is favored on the sharpest sportsbook in the world, and we're getting plus 100, right? Those are the 3 incredible legs to include. So CD Lamb under 63.5. So it's not that complicated. You don't have to overthink a lot of these promos. Just look at the data, look at the live market data. Everyone is so concerned as sports bettors with historical data when it doesn't really matter, right? Everybody's like, oh, the Hawks lost, the last 3 games, or these trends, like, whatever, like they haven't covered the spread in the last 9 games. That's irrelevant, right? It's already priced in to the current lines, right? It's already priced into the current lines. It's like the same way the future, the growth in the sports betting industry, it's already priced in to DraftKings stock. So when you're talking about all these trends and historical data, it's already priced in to the current lines, right? The live market data. So just use live market data to inform your betting decisions. It's honestly the only thing that makes sense, right? If you're getting plus 120 on a line and every other sportsbook is at plus 100, so we can look at an example. So like, this, for example, like we could do all this research on this Hawks game if we wanted to, but the long story short is the sharpest sportsbook is all the way down at minus 131, and this is an ARB to the sharpest sportsbook in the world. So there's value, right? You don't have to overthink it. And sure, sometimes you may lose, or sometimes the line may move against you. Lines can always move against you. They're 50% to move in your favor, 50% to move against you. But the point is, if you're betting against on the opposite side of ARBs to the sharpest sportsbook in the world, you will make money in the long run because your book is going to be wrong more than the sharpest sportsbook in the world, right? So you're just using live market data. So another example is for this Seattle Kraken, however you pronounce, I don't even know how to pronounce this team. They actually look a little good right now, plus 106. It's an ARB to BM. They're actually favored on BM. So this may be a bet we want to place. So I bet this. So if we type in Seattle, I bet this plus 122 odds, right? Basically, what the market was at the time was every sportsbook was around plus 100. And then Seattle was just, or a Fanduel was just plus 122 on Seattle. It's just insane value, right? You don't have to overthink it. You don't have time to, it's just a great line. You don't have time to research it for 3 frickin' hours. It's just an incredible line. Is FanDuel wrong, or is every other damn book in the sports betting market wrong? It's like, just place the bet on FanDuel. The numbers are in your favor. This is a bet with edge. Sure, the bet may lose, but you have the mathematical profit margin, right? And it's same with UFC. Like, a lot of people ask OddsJam, will you place bets that are far out in advance? And the answer is, heck yeah, I will. I thought this line when I placed the bet was absolutely incredible. Cyril Gahn, I got him plus 102. This fight was like freaking 2.5 weeks away at the time, but he was favored on every sports book, and I was getting plus money on Fanduel, and you can see like the line, now he's a minus 126 favorite, right? Of course, the line could have moved against me, but the point is just like some lines will move in your favor, some will move against you. So here we can see an ARB, Jokic over 8.5 assists, under 8.5. Of course, it logs me out. So I'll probably be too slow to this one, but we can see also my internet is a bit shady today. But I'll try to hit this very briefly. So if we go to NBA, and then we go to the Nuggets game, and then we go to player specials, player assists, and then we have Jokic under 8.5. I want to log in very briefly. So I'll stop sharing my screen for 1 second just while I log in. And we'll go back in here. And why not? Like, why not make a little bit of risk-free money while we're gambling away with mathematically profitable bets? So we'll go back in here. And then we can see I have that pulled up. And then I want to go to NBA. And then I want to go to Nuggets. And then I want to go to player assists. And then I want to go to record 8+ assists. Jokic alt assists. So over 8.5 is plus 162. So if I look right here, let's say I put $150 on Twin Spires, they're probably going to limit me, but we'll see how much they give me. They're giving me 61.32. Again, I'm limited on all these sports books, but I'm still going to make in just a minute, $3 risk free, and I'll buy myself, a cup of coffee afterwards. So watch, it moved. Well, it moved. So that doesn't really help, but we were close to doing it. I was close to getting that cup of coffee. But again, these move quick. You have to move quick. I was too slow. I wasn't logged in. You have to move quick. So that stinks. Right now I have a bet open. So this looks good as well. This is a good plus EV bet, right? And it's very helpful to be on the platinum plan. So you see all of the sharp sports books like Bet Online. Over 6 goals is plus 104 on Twin Spires. So if I go to this is just a straight plus EV bet, right? It's an ARB to Bet Online, which is arguably the second or third sharpest sportsbook in the world. It's positive EV to Pinnacle's line, which would have the zero VIG line about plus 101. We're getting plus 104. So this seems like a great bet to include. So over 6 goals in Sharks Penguins. So we'll go here. And then I'll go to over 6. So game including overtime. Over 6 plus 102. It's down a bit, but it's still good, right? Bet Online is very sharp. It's a very sharp sports book for hockey. So I still have high confidence that this bet is good, right? I'm getting plus 102. Arguably the second or third sharpest sports book is plus 102. So it's an ARB to it. The zero VIG line from Pinnacle is plus 101 about, right? Just the midpoint would be plus 101 for over 6 goals. And we're getting plus 102. So not a super great bet, but I mean, hey, I'll place it. So now we have Penguins, Sharks, over 6, plus 102. This is plus 102. And I got my bet down for 250, 250. 250, 250. And this bet has, some percent edge, like a percent or something to Pinnacle. But it also, right, like OddsJam, we use Pinnacle as our plus EV page, but also it is worth noting that there's like this, there's a spectrum of sportsbook sharpness. Bet Online is very sharp. Bookmakers very sharp. It's not like Pinnacle is the only book that has some understanding of like how to set lines and how to move lines and stuff like that. Pinnacle by far the sharpest, don't get me wrong, but Bet Online and Bookmaker also very sharp sports books. So, yeah, I think we'll call it for today. There are some great plus EV bets. I still think the Spurs plus 1 is good. Oilers -2, we can click into this. It's an ARB to Pinnacle. It seems like there's some great value to Bet Rivers. And Twin Spires, like plus 180. I mean, I can dabble in that. So I'll place another small bet on this. So we'll go to Oilers. And this bet has, again, I know nothing about hockey. I don't watch hockey. All I know is the math is telling me this is a freaking good bet because the plus 180, sharpest sports book's only giving you plus 158, and it's an ARB, right? And one of these books has to be off. Now I'm going to earn my risk-free I'm going to earn my 5.45% expectancy and continue to see that profit, stack higher. I have like 50 bets placed today, I feel like, because I had a lot of NFL bets from throughout the week. All of these bets, I believe, are mathematically profitable. And, some bets will win, some bets will lose, but I can almost guarantee you I have a pretty good chance of making money just due to the law of large numbers and how many bets I have open. So we'll go here, Oilers -2. We'll throw $250 and then our bet had what percent edge? 5.45%. So 0.0545, which means we just earned as a sports bettor $13.63 in expectancy. So this is why, in my opinion, plus EV betting is a lot better than arbitrage betting. A lot of people only want to arb, which, I mean, you do you. Look at this now. You can see Pinnacle has this favored, right? We got the over plus 104. It is now favored. So if we go to the plus EV page, this bet is, 2.93% edge. Looks even better to bet online. So we have really high confidence that, damn, this bet is good. 0.293, 0.293. So our edge as a sports bettor is 252. And you can see this expected profit just kind of continues to stack higher and higher and higher. So we have 3 bets we placed today in this video. So $40 in edge as a sports bettor. Like, people are always like, how are there people making, a living sports betting? It's like, it may not be a great living. It's a hard living. You have to hustle. These lines are always changing. You never know when the best bets are going to occur. But it's, you place a bunch of bets. They all have a mathematical profit margin. And you form your, own little hedge fund of bets. Like, I have 3 bets placed. They're all mathematically profitable. Very clearly, right? This bet can win. This bet can lose. But I'm getting plus 104. And it's favored on Pinnacle. It's favored on Bet Online. So this is just clearly an incredible line. And again, that's why it's really useful to have the Platinum plan, is you want to see the other sharp sports books, especially Bet Online. Bet Online is also one of the first sports books to post markets, which means you'll often see early betting opportunities before Pinnacle post lines. So under 105.5 first half total points. I mean, this bet looks a little good. Like, you can see most sports books have the main line at 104.5. The difference in terms of probability of 1 point in a college basketball first half, it's probably bigger than you think, right? And you can see, like, FanDuel, again, BetRivers, TwinSpires, same odds. But you can see FanDuel has it -128, Pins -123. So this is about a kind of like Bulls Celtics under 105.5 first half. So if I go here, then we can go to the plus EV page and see our edge. And we'll continue to show our profit for these live bets and just see the profit stack higher and higher. This bet is 3.36% edge. So we go to halftime. Under 105.5 -107. Let's see how much they take. They're going to limit me 365.32. Okay, so 365.32. This bet was at -107 odds. And Celtics versus Bulls, right? You're essentially just creating your own little index fund in your own little sports betting account. You have a bunch of things, a bunch of bets that are mathematically profitable. This bet is guaranteed profitable. Betting it over the course of the long run, you'll make money. So you want as many of these bets as possible in your portfolio of bets. So then you have a bunch of bets, say good by 3% to 6%. You're just going to see that money stack up and up with plus EV betting. So 3.36%, so 0.0363%, which means our edge as a sports bettor is 365.32. So if we sum these numbers together, for our bets today, we're currently sitting at over $50 in edge, right, as a sports bettor. And, if you like watching sports, now you actually have profitable bets placed and you can watch the games. Like, I have a lot of handicappers who are like, oh, I have opinions about games. And it's like, you can have opinions about games, but still, let's say you don't want to, whatever, like, you're on the Senators tonight and you believe they have a better chance of winning. I mean, you do you. I'm simply going to trust the math. But, if it doesn't line up with your opinion, like, I'm just a math guy. I know the numbers are going to work out. I know I'm making money in the long run. I know this process works. I know plus EV betting works. Is I'm placing this bet. But if you don't want to bet on the Oilers, don't bet on the Oilers. You don't have to place every freaking bet. This isn't a Bible, right? But say you're really confident, in Oregon State, that this game's going to go under and you were looking for a good place, like an actually mathematically profitable place to bet the under, like here's a good spot for you, right? Under 69 first half total points, minus 110 odds. You're just looking for a good spot to place a bet. So that's basically what I have for today. Again, you need more sports books, so sign up for everything. We list the state for the sports book below. So sign up for all these sports books, every single one in your state. More sports books equals more lines to look at. Like if you are betting on the Bulls game tonight and you're in Arizona and you're placing your bet at, minus 265 or something like that, when you could, or minus 270 on Fanduel because you just use Fanduel when you could be getting on minus 250 on WinBet. Sure, you may not notice it, but no sports bettor wins every time. In these small percentage differences in odds, 2 to 3%, make all the difference in the long run, right? Between you making $20,000 sports betting next year or you losing $20,000. If you're betting enough money, it's all about the odds, right? If you go 100 and 100 as a sports bettor, as an example, if you have 100 wins, let's say, and 100 losses this month, no one wins every time, right? Everything is about the odds. You can pick your damn picks, but make sure you're getting the best odds. If you have 100 wins, 100 losses, if you're getting plus 100 odds, right? So let's say you're getting plus 100 odds, your profit and loss will be 0, right? You won 100 bets, you lost 100 bets. Whenever you won $100. Whenever you lost $100 if your unit size was $100. Now let's say you were getting, minus 105 odds. So if you were getting minus 105 odds, you had a $100 unit size for your bets. So you lost 100 times. So you lost 100 times 100. And then you won 100 times 100 over 105. Nope. It's supposed to be a plus sign, and that's supposed to be a minus sign, right? I think that's right. So one second. 100 times 100 over 105, right? So if you're getting minus 105 odds for every bet you won, you earn 95.24 in profit, right? So if you're betting, if you won 100 times, you won this much, 100 times 95.24, and then you lost. When you lost, you have a $100 unit size, you lost $100. You lost $476. Now, if you were betting at plus 105 odds, right, for all of your losses, so you'd lose 100 times, you'd lose $100 every time. For your wins, you would be winning 100 times $105, $500 of profit. So this is just negative 100 times 100 plus 100 times, 100 times 100 over 105. There we go, minus 476. But everything is about the odds you're getting, right? You're not going to win every time. So even if you're just making picks, you want to make sure you're getting the best odds, because plus 100 versus minus 105 versus plus 105, even for like a not big bettor, I mean, this isn't small amounts of money. And best of all these freaking sports books have sign-up bonuses, right? If you go to promos, I guess this isn't a good example because I've already used it, but Caesars, you get a bet match of $1,001. Get your first wager matched up to $1,001. You bet $1,000, they give you $1,000. So hit all the links below. Look at the sports books. Look at their sign-up bonuses. You can email us, contact@oddsjam.com. We're happy to answer any questions that you have about these promos. But you already need more sports books to become a profitable bettor. And on top of that, you get this cherry on top where, because these sports books are all fighting, for customers, you get this insane sign-up bonus, right? So we'll see how these plus EV bets turn out. I'm also giving out plays on TikTok. We're up like 15K in a month. So not bad. I mean, and a lot of people have been able to tail the bets because, unlike YouTube, it's kind of like a live stream. I'm giving them out in real time, all bets from the OddsJam Plus EV page, all mathematically profitable. So if you want to tail me on TikTok, tail me there. And again, thanks so much for your time.